What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Chasing 100 Now podcast. Guys, today we're going to talk about a very hot topic: why feminine men and masculine women just isn't working.
It's not.
Shaq, tell me, why is this phenomenon that all of us see and feel in 2025, why is this even happening before we get into why it's not working? What's the cause of it?
Okay, so that's a great question. So in the 60s, 70s, 80s in America, and this was happening before then too, usually a household could survive on one male income. The father worked, the mother stayed at home and took care of the kids and took care of the family, which is a very important job. I would argue it's a more important job than the man working. But due to this goddamn economy, right? Inflation, everything's gotten so out of control, two people now have to work, the husband and the wife. And now when the wife used to work because she wanted to work, it wasn't a big deal, but now she's forced to work. Now when she goes out in the job place and works, this is a masculine thing. So her masculine she has to be masculine in order to work.
Yeah, she has to bring out that masculine energy.
Which raises her testosterone levels. And over the last last 30 years, men's testosterone levels have been going down and women's testosterone have been going up. So this is causing a problem in the household because before women had high estrogen levels and men had high testosterone levels. So that's not happening anymore.
It's a good balance.
It's a good balance, and this balance is totally out of whack now. So now, what do you think is causing this?
So it's interesting, man. I think it traces back a lot of it to the rise of feminism.
All right.
Okay. Now, feminism, I think it started off as a good thing, right? Meaning like, hey, women were being mistreated. They weren't being respected. They weren't being honored in the way that they should, right? And so they wanted to have the respect that they deserve, okay? Good, all good. But what's happened is the pendulum has swung way to the other way,
right,
to where now, rather than being women, loving the femininity of women, appreciating it, valuing it, seeking to be mothers, right? Because that's how we exist. That's how we continue as a species,
right,
is by them having children, right? And so that's a very critical role. And
it's
the mother,
crazy he has to explain this.
And the mother is the most honored person on earth. Yeah. There is no one more honored in my heart than my mother.
Right.
Zero.
Absolutely.
And that's for the case for 99% of you guys. And that's natural, right? So what's happened is the pendulum has swung way this way, and now women are being raised exactly the same as men. Think about it.
That's not good.
We're in the same classrooms. We learn the exact same subjects. True. We're expected, what are women expected to now? Get educated, get a job, get a career, make money.
This is a man's job. This is a man's job.
That's a man. That's a man. Like literally, even physically, our emotions, our minds, we're all built to be outside, to work, to hustle, to build. We're literally built that way, yeah, right? Every building you see in the city was built by men.
Sure.
That's what we do. We go out and we create society, yeah, right? Okay. Now, women's role was always more in the house. I'm not saying, of course, ladies, don't get me twisted. I know a lot of you guys are already getting triggered. Calm down. Not saying anything wrong. I'm saying women, traditionally, their responsibility was more in the home, yeah, right? Okay? But now they're expected to do both.
Which is impossible.
It's very difficult, very difficult. And then,
kudos. You can do both, but not at a high level.
At a high level, it's hard. And as a matter of fact, when I hear women say, "Oh, she's just a housewife,"
that's the biggest insult.
Pissed, and you guys should too. I'm defending you guys. I'm not against.
I can tell you, as someone that has two children, when I take care of both the kids, that's harder than any job I've ever done in my life.
Well, I would work double overtime than to stay home and take care of the kids all day. That would drive me crazy, right? We're not built for that. God didn't make us that way. I can't believe I have to actually explain this shit. Like, this is all stuff that we all understood when we were kids. And now it's just bananas, bro, right? The whole world is crazy. Yeah. They lost their damn mind, basically, right?
You're right, yeah.
But look, so the most honored thing for a woman was to be a mother, right? That was her honor. That was her, right? And I'm not saying that's the only way. I have to, keep putting these things out there, right? These disclaimers. But that was their principal. That was their principal job, right? And they're made for that. They have that. They have that loving nature, right? That we don't have. They have that nurturing that we don't have.
They have the estrogen that we're not supposed to.
Exactly. So I think the rise of feminism, the expectations now for women, the goal of women now is to get my bag. And when I hear women saying that, I'm just like, God, you understand that no real man is attracted to that at all. And what are they going to say? I don't care. I'm not doing it for a man. It's like, well, then don't complain about being single at 40.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't blame the men.
Don't blame us. Yeah. No, we're talking about nature, right? We're talking about nature. A masculine is attracted to feminine. Feminine energy is attracted to masculine energy. When you mix all that, jumble it up, throw in the fucking alphabet mafia, and now you just have bullshit soup. It's a fucking madness. I'm sorry, guys. Excuse my cussing. I'm a decent man, but this shit pisses me off. It's just fucking madness, bro. And so now you have, and everyone feels it. Everyone feels it. Birth rates are plummeting, right? Birth rates are plummeting. People don't want to have kids. They can't have kids because they're married to goddamn men. Yeah. I'm just saying, it's just a big clusterfuck. The whole, and you know what's interesting, Shaq? What's interesting, if you go to certain parts of the world and you talk to them about all this stuff, they're like, duh. Yeah. I'll give you an example. Okay, you go to Slovenia, right? Talk to the people in Slovenia or any traditional country. You say, hey, what do you guys think about this and that? Say, no, we're not with that. Yeah. Like, there are men and there are women. Feminine and masculine. That's how we are.
That's the way it's always been. That's the way it's always been in every country, everywhere.
For the rant. But
no, you're making valid points.
We just have to be honest. We have to have some serious, honest conversations. Like, men are men, women are women. It always worked. It worked for 50,000 years. Now all of a sudden we think we know better because we got some tech.
Yeah, you're right. No. Yeah. And then on a side note, that women that say they don't need a man, it's always because they either had an absentee father or they had a horrible example of a father. It's not their fault. They just didn't have good role models. Like, you'll never, ever meet a woman who had a great father say that. Because it's not true. Women need men and men need women. We both need each other.
100%, bro. That's the thing. That's the thing. When we talk, it's like we have great wives. Yeah. We have wonderful relationships. So we're not speaking out of our ass or like some of these guys who are women haters. No. I love my wife. She's amazing. My mother, my sisters. I have so many wonderful, amazing women in my life. But they're feminine. They're women.
Yeah, exactly.
They're mothers. Their daughter. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to,
Well, here's the thing. Like, women complain about why are men attracted to younger women. Now, I'm going to get a little scientific here, but young women have higher estrogen levels. By the same token, an older woman who is very feminine also has higher estrogen levels. We're attracted to that also. What we are not attracted to is the boss bitch energy. Because they have masculine energy. And even these boss bitches, sometimes they marry simps with low testosterone. Even they are not cool with this. They know it's not right. They complain to me that my man doesn't take the lead. He's not a leader. Well, because you're a boss bitch and you're emasculating the guy.
Yeah, but now let's flip it, because we're balanced here. Yeah. We're like mature, grown-ass men. Absolutely. We're balanced. The men have to step up. Absolutely. Right? We have now. What's the topic? Why feminine men and masculine women doesn't work? Yeah. Feminine men, like when you adopt feminine qualities, and you think you're being a good guy.
You're not being a good guy.
By being a pushover, by not having any lines in the sand, right? By not being able to stand your ground and say no. Yeah. No. Like, I'm the man in the house. No. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think,
Well, it's not even that. How many men we were talking about previously, they say, I got to talk to the boss about something.
Oh, my God. Bro. Let me ask the boss.
I got to ask the boss, and they're talking about their wife. Look, by the same token, I'm not saying a wife should call her husband a boss either. I'm not saying that. But when men do it, there's something really embarrassing about it.
Embarrassing, bro.
There are people I totally respected until I heard that out of their mouth. Because I knew what kind of a man they were at the end of the day.
That's not what a man does. You know what I'm saying? It's like we all forgot what a man does. Like a man has to be that rock, has to be that stability figure, that up and down, you know, where women are going to be emotional. They're going to be more emotional, which is natural. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's normal. Yeah. Jeez. Right? They're going to be like this. We have to be the people
steady,
who
Ross.
Are steady and say, don't worry about it. We got you.
Yeah,
it'll be taken care of. I will work harder. I will do more. Yeah. I'm responsible for you all's well-being. I got you.
100%.
Right? But that's not going to happen if you're like...
Yeah, the men aren't stepping up. The men aren't stepping up.
You know, it drives me crazy, man. So Shaq, we've clearly defined the problem, right? And I hope you guys understand where we're coming from. And I know you guys do deep down.
There's no bad guys in this. This is a problem of both male and female.
This is a male and female problem. This is not, I mean...
No one's blaming women for all this, absolutely not.
I mean, it's the men's fault, to be honest with you. They allowed all this to happen. Anyway, that's a whole nother talk. So, Shaq, what are some solutions? How can we... Because, you know, a lot of people are seeing this. Like, they're coming to a realization, like, this isn't okay. This isn't working. This is a big disaster. Socially, like, the family unit is gone. Like, the whole structure of society it's a big clusterfuck.
Well, you brought up a good point, like,
so how do you solve
hold on, before, and I will solve it, but the way you talked about corporations, just let the people know.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you reminding me. So, guys, think about a company. When you go to work, okay, imagine if you went to work and no one had any roles. No one had any job titles, no one had any roles.
What would happen to that company?
You know, how successful would they be? There's just 100 people standing around trying to figure out what they should be doing.
Or what they feel like doing.
Yeah.
What they feel like doing.
Yeah, what they feel like doing.
No responsibilities, yeah.
Would that company thrive? Would it move in a certain direction? It'd just be a big clusterfuck. And that's what we're seeing in our families, unfortunately. Because there's no roles. Roles that were played for 50,000 years throughout humanity, right? Now they don't exist anymore. So it just doesn't work. Like a company wouldn't work. A family doesn't work with structure and with roles. So Shaq, let's get to the
solving the problem.
Let's solve the problem.
Okay, it's simple. So we can't go back in time and change the economy to where only a man works. So a woman still has to work, right? But let's face it, when a woman works, that's masculine energy. She has to take charge and stuff. So when she comes in the house, she has to let her husband do things that she could do for herself. Because back in the day, okay, well, she couldn't pay the bills. So that's how a man showed he was a man, by supporting her financially. Well, this is not the case anymore. So when she comes in the house, she needs to exude her feminine energy. If she doesn't feel like cooking, tell the husband, hey, can you take us out to eat? Or even he can cook. If she needs some time to relax, and all women, you need this when you get home, relax. Maybe your husband can watch the kids while you take a nice bath. Exude that femininity. Raise your estrogen levels. That's what men are attracted to. They're attracted to high estrogen levels. Even a foot massage. You want let your husband do that. You know, just relax and let yourself be a woman. And men, you have to be a man. You have to be a man, look after your wife, and do these things for her. Because this is how we can survive. This is how we can get through these hard times and keep that family together and not split apart like what's happening nowadays.
Yeah. And you know, and that was always the man's role, right? Was to go out, work, be a man, tough, strong in society, right? And then you come home and you're kind and you're sweet, right? But you still have leadership in the household, right? Meaning, like, if your son's doing something, daughter's doing something wrong, you say, hey, guys. And how many of us grow up, we could get away with stuff with our moms.
This is true.
I mean, come on, guys. Like, 100%. But when dad showed up, it was like, okay, you know what? Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So that structure worked, man. It worked. And so we need, men to step up, take the lead, be men, take responsibility, do what they need to do, make sure that your people are taken care of.
100%.
Period. Right? Whatever that takes. And then I think, if both parties do that, the men adopt their masculine.
Look, there are relationships where this happens, and the relationship is great. It's great, even better than the old days, we call it. But you got to do it. You have to make a conscious effort. A woman, when you come home, You got to make a conscious effort to be a lady, be a woman. Let your femininity show. And men, you need to take care of your wife like you're supposed to.
Exactly, exactly.
This is a two-way street, guys.
And guys, well, we're not speaking from lack of experience. Like,
No, we have plenty of experience.
we made our errors, we've made our mistakes,
I've
we've
learned.
been through the ups and downs, and we're giving this sincere advice to both men and women. You know, is that God made men to be men and women to be women. And when we are masculine and the women are feminine,
Things works.
It's like peanut butter and jelly. It just goes together, baby.
Okay, guys, that wraps it up. If you guys like this video or it pushed some buttons,
I know you guys liked it.
please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And if you think you can help anyone, please send it to them. We'll see you guys next time.
All right, guys, take care. Chase your 100.